Hit it, Phil.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Oh, no, it isn't the breeze. It's Jackson time. La-da-da-da.
Stay tuned.
Right after this episode.
For our discussion.
The Armstrong Circle Theater will not be seen tonight, but will return 2 weeks from tonight. The Jack Benny Hour with Bob Hope and Mitzi Gaynor will follow in just a moment.
No, but just to stand there and request number. You know, you wouldn't mind if they had an orchestra like Guy Lombardo or Harry James, you know. But Ina Ray Hutton? You sound like you're going to be a real good audience for this show. And that's why I like to come out ahead of time, ahead of the show, and do these warm-ups. You see? Then, you know, it gets the whole audience. Oh, you want a picture? Oh, wait a minute. You get a good one there? Right. Look, please, I don't mind your taking pictures now, see? But don't take them during the show, will you? You know, because it upsets everything. You see? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back and relax, enjoy yourselves, and have a good time for the show, and laugh. You know, laugh out loud, see? That is if you ever want to get in here again. But, what? 30 seconds. Oh, we have 30 seconds before the show. Now, I must tell you something about this show. You know, when you do an hour show, a spectacular like this, everybody expects a great, big, tremendous opening. You know, they want something big. As a matter of fact, I had a terrific argument with my producer about it. You see, he wanted one of those great big production numbers with all kinds of people and music and fanfares and everything. And I said to him, look, Mr. Yorkin, that's my producer's name. I said, Mr. Yorkin, I said, this doesn't fit me. I said, I'm Jack Benny. I generally walk out quietly and tell a few jokes and, you know, very quiet and everything. But he insisted upon this big opening. So anyway, we argued for about 3 or 4 hours. And even though I didn't win my point, I did get him to compromise. I really did. I got him to compromise. 5 seconds. Oh, we got 5 seconds, so we're going to be on right away. So don't forget, relax, laugh, have a good time, you know, enjoy yourself.
Jack Benny Hour, starring Jack Benny, with his guest star, Mitzi Gaynor. Senior Witnesses, the Marquis family, David Rose and his orchestra, and his special guest, Bob Hope. Brought to you by Ben Rush, makers of Today, the watch with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 whole years. And by the Greyhound Corporation. It's such a comfort to take the bus.
And leave the driving to us.
And now, here's the Jack Benny Hour.
This is the show. This is the show. Way out there across the nation. Welcome to our aggregation. Song and dance and conversation. This is the show. This is the show. This is the show. Your host, Jack Benny.
compromise. What my producer originally wanted to do was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my two sponsors, Ventriloquist Watch and the Greyhound Bus Company, I want to welcome you to our special hour show. Now, I must tell you another thing that my producer Hold it, wait a minute. Look at, if you were supposed to be in the opening, I mean, the whole thing is over.
Over?
Yes.
Hold up, Buffalo!
I'm glad they turned him around. You go too. And next time, take the bus. Now, why couldn't they have given me a nice, simple little opening, like I always have? Why do they have to go through such a big thing? Look, lady, I don't know where you were supposed to be in this opening, you see, but the whole thing is over.
Oh, I didn't come out for that.
Is it?
I just had to tell you, when you told that young man on the camel to take the bus, it was good advice.
Yeah.
You know, traveling by Greyhound costs much less than you think.
I know.
And the Greyhound bus is so comfortable and convenient that whenever I take any kind of a trip, I always keep my car in the garage and take the bus.
Really?
As a matter of fact, today, I'm taking a Greyhound bus all the way to Buffalo.
To where?
Buffalo!
You didn't mean that.
Turn him back, turn him around!
You get killed on this. That's a lady. That's a beautiful dog you have there. What's her name?
Oh, I better hurry or I'll miss my Greyhound bus.
She has a long name for a dog.
Why, thank you, young man. Travel alone? Of course. I go by Greyhound, not by car. I meet the nicest people on my bus. It's so boring in a car. Oh, look. Why don't people keep their cars home and leave the driving to us? Goodness, we're almost there. Oh, excuse me. Have to put on a new face, you know. You certainly drive safely, young man. Greyhound is such a nice way to travel.
It's such a comfort to take the bus.
And leave the driving to us.
Greyhound bus, come with us. It's such a comfort to take the bus.
And leave the driving to us.
Greyhound bus.
Come on along.
Now, as I started to tell you before, you see, my producer wanted this to be a real classy show. So instead of my coming out in a street suit like this, he wanted me to wear a white tie and tails. And he had perfectly good reason for it, because he figured that white tie and tails, you see, would add dignity to the show and make me look a little more sophisticated. Plus the fact that at my age, the stiff shirt would sort of help hold me up. So I argued with him about that, too, and we compromised, you see. He let me wear this plain street suit, but he made me put starch in my underwear. So I do feel kind of held up a little bit, you know. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present my first guest star, a young lady who is making her debut in live television, Miss Mitzi Gaynor.
I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in the conventional dither with the conventional style. lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as tried in this game as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm bromidic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with the wonderful guy. I'm as tried and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm bromidic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love. He's in love. I'm in love. He's in love. I'm 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 in love with a wonderful guy.
Mitzi, that was lovely. And I can't tell you, Mitzi, how thrilled I am that you're on this show with me.
Oh, thank you so much, Jack. But you know, live television is so confusing and new to me. I hope I don't do anything wrong.
Oh, you won't.
It's awfully, awfully frightening with all these different cameras and all the people running around with those little things stuck in their ears. We don't have complications like this when we make pictures.
I know, I know. See, I haven't made a picture in years.
You mean not since the,
Yes. That's not the reason I quit. I think. Let me tell you, when I made pictures, Mitzi, now, I always tan one of them. That one that I always mention. But I really have made a lot of good pictures. The only thing is, when I was making movies, I didn't have that, what's that word I'm trying to think of?
sex appeal?
No, in those days I had it. No, I'll tell you what, you see, I was more of a comedian and an entertainer than an actor, you see. I didn't have that emotional maturity, see, to portray a motivating character. I was amateurish and stiff and awkward.
Oh, Jack, for heaven's sake, you're your own worst critic.
I was quoting Luella. And at that time, she was my best friend.
Jack, I want to tell you something.
What?
When I was making South Pacific, I asked the studio to put you in the picture with me.
You did in South Pacific? Well, that was very sweet of you, really, but I wouldn't have considered it. Unless, of course, it was the leading role, the part that Rosanna Frosty played, That I would have considered the part of the planter, you see.
Oh, Jack, you would have been wonderful as the planter.
Really?
I understand you grow rice in your swimming pool.
Now, who told you that I grow rice in my swimming pool? Huh? Who?
Well...
So what?
Well, I heard
You
a
got a
story.
cute face. Well, what?
I heard a story, but I don't believe it.
Well, what? What is the story? Go ahead.
Well...
Well, go ahead. What? Who? What?
Well, I heard that last year a chicken fell into your pool. You turned on the heater and had the whole neighborhood over for soup.
Yeah, it was such a high-class affair. Johnny Weissmuller was the head waiter. What a party.
Jack, speaking of parties, on April the 6th, I'm giving a dinner party for the Academy Awards. Would you like to come?
For the Academy Awards?
Yes.
No, thank you. I wouldn't be interested in that, really. Thanks,
Well,
Jefferson.
Jack, I can't understand why you wouldn't be interested. I mean, that's a night of great excitement.
Some excitement. I don't know why everybody makes such a fuss about the Academy Awards. I mean, 2 days after they give out the awards, the whole thing is forgotten.
Forgotten?
Certainly. Who remembers that last year Alec Guinness won it for the Bridge over River Kwai?
Yeah, but you just...
Or in 1956, that Yul Brynner won it for The King and I. Or that in 1953, William Holden won it for Stalag 17. Who remembers that in 1946, Frederick March won it for The Best Years of Our Lives? Or in 1942, that Jimmy Cagney won it for that little thing he did in Yankee Doodle Dance. Or in 1927, that Eno Jannings won it for the Way of All Flesh. I mean, who remembers those things?
Well, then how come you remember?
Because my psychiatrist is doing a lousy job. Anyway, let's forget about the Academy Award. Now, look, Mitzi, you know what I'd like to do? I'd love to do a song with you. You know, I really would. And I have a number here. Thank you very, very much. Here's a number that I think we could do together. It'd be kind of a cute number. Then I'll tell you later why I wanted to do this. Do you know this song?
Yes, I do know it, Jack. But you see, it's not a duet. It's a solo for a girl.
Well, what's the difference? Nobody will know the difference. We can do this together. But you know the song. Dave, could we have a little music for this one? And give us a second.
Yeah.
Give it, honest, Mitzi, it'll be just one. Now, don't worry.
Why this feeling? Why this glow? Why this thrill when you say hello? It's a strange and tender magic you do. Mr. Wonderful.
That's me.
Why this trembling when you speak? Why this joy when you touch my cheek? I must tell you what my heart knows is true. Mr. Wonderful.
That's me.
Oh, there's much more I could say, but the words keep slipping away, and I'm left with only one point of view. Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Marvelous, Mr.
That's me. I like the show so far.
Me too. Nice wish.
I what? It is a Ben Ross today.
What?
Ben Ross today.
What is today?
17 Julies and 3 years guaranteed.
3 years today?
Today and 3 years from today. Yes.
It is expensive?
Expensive?
Yes.
$25.
That is today?
You get today tomorrow. All right?
All right.
All right.
This is Today, the new Penrose watch, unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today, the new Penrose watch, unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today, the new Penrose watch, with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today by Penrith for $25. A watch that costs less can't be made like today. With 17 jewels, 17 points of protection. A watch that costs less can't be guaranteed for 3 whole years. Today's 3-year guarantee means that for 3 years you won't spend 1 cent for repairs. This is Today. In a man's dress watch, in a beauty watch, in a waterproof watch. Insist on Today by Penrith at $25. The only 17-jewel watch with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years.
Now, Mitzi, the reason I kept you out here all during this commercial, you see, is because, well, I wanted to explain something. You know, as a rule, I never butt into anybody's act or work with them. I let them do their act, and that's all, you see. But I'll tell you what happened. This is Bob Hope's fault. You see, Bob Hope gave me this advice. I was over to his office about a week ago, and he told me to do, I'll tell you exactly. Now, that's what I call a massage.
Who was your last masseur, Mr. Hope?
Well, I didn't exactly have a masseur. I let Jose Greco rehearse on my back.
Oh, those are heel marks. I thought they were dimples.
Cold hands aren't enough. He's got to tell jokes yet. Yes?
Mr. Jack Benny is here to see you.
Jack Benny, will send him in. Hi, Bob. Hey, Jack. How are you? Well, I never expected to see you in my office. What a surprise.
Well, what's so surprising about it?
Well, I'm on the 2nd floor, and there's no elevator.
The building next door has one. I came across the roof. Now, Bob.
Well, bye, Mr. Hope. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Oh, fine.
Bye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye, Dr. Burton.
Dr. Burton?
Yeah.
Jack, he's no doctor.
Bob, you know that, and I know that, you see. But until the Blue Cross finds out, they're paying for all my massages.
Now, Bob, when you're through with that brain, sell it to me, will you?
Send in your bid like everybody else. Now, Bob, the reason I came over to talk to you was about the...
Excuse me, Jack. Excuse me. Hello, this is Bob Hope coming to you from Hollywood, California. Hollywood, the only town in the world where when you hear high heels coming down the street, it's a cowboy. Yes, sir, they're sure making a lot of westerns out here. We aren't bothered by smog, it's gun smoke. Yesterday, the visibility was so bad I could hardly see that sign on Hollywood and Vine that says, curb your horse.
Bob, who's that?
Wrong number. But I don't let anybody get away.
Well, then why don't you hang up?
He's still laughing. Thank you very much. And don't forget to go see Alias Jesse James playing in your neighborhood theater. And if your neighborhood doesn't have a theater, write in. We'll send you one. Still laughing.
Now, Bob, the reason I came over to talk to you was because, you know, about your appearance on my show, my hour show on Wednesday night. Now, did you read the script?
Well, you know, I didn't get a chance to finish it. Look, Jack, why don't you make yourself comfortable while I glance through the rest of it, huh?
Okay. Dee-da-da.
Don't sing. I haven't been well.
So Bob Hope, with deep appreciation for the way he entertained us while he was overseas. Bob, who's that from?
Oh, the girls at the Follies Bergère.
You have some beautiful mementos here, haven't you?
Oh, those are nothing, Jack. Most of them are in the other room.
Oh, in this room here? Mm-hmm. Oh, no kidding. Bob! What was that?
It's a little souvenir I brought back from Russia.
I mean, if you're going to have a bear in the office, at least have it stuffed.
you'd taken one more step, it would have been. Quiet, McCoyan. Great to have around when you're dickering with the sponsor.
Now, look, Bob, what about rehearsal? Would Wednesday be all right?
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, I think that might be. Wait, I'll look at my calendar.
What's the matter, Dad? Huh? I mean, I've seen calendars with pretty girls, but a live one?
Yeah, Dad told me to make every day count.
Shut up. Look at Bob. And you're through with it. Do you mind if I,
Just put in your bid like everybody else. Yeah, I guess Wednesday will be all right, Jack.
Oh, fine.
Okay, Jack. No peeking in the upper berth, please.
Bob, if Wednesday is all right, what time would you like to rehearse?
Well, any time in the afternoon will be all right, because in the morning I have to go to the studio and do a walk-on bit for Crosby. I'm doing a remake of the picture Going My Way.
Oh, is Paramount remaking Going My Way?
Yeah, but this time Bing is playing Barry Fitzgerald's part. Oh. Hey, this is the script, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, Bob. Has the sponsor seen it?
No, I haven't shown it to her yet.
Oh, good, then we can still save it.
What are you talking about? This show's going to be great. I've got a wonderful cast.
Jack, I know you've got a wonderful cast, but you're supposed to be the star, and you're not doing anything in the script.
I'm not?
No, listen to the lines you've got in the script. Well, but.
Now cut that out.
Yeah, I skipped that one. That's on the next one. Jack, your dialogue in this entire script wouldn't make a 75-cent telegram.
But, Bob,
Jack! They're not going to pay you just to stand there and look at your audience, fluttering those baby blue eyes.
That's my trademark. You know the way. Nobody looks at an audience like I do.
These days, there'll be nobody out there to look back. They want you to do things. You got to be on the stage every minute.
On the stage every minute?
Yeah.
Well, this might sound ridiculous, but, Bob, don't you think there's a remote possibility that they might be getting too much Benny?
Jack, great. What are you saving yourself for?
Now, wait a minute. There isn't that much difference in our ages, you know.
All I know is I can still do a monologue in a soft shirt. Believe me, Jack, I know what I'm talking about. You got to go out there and give. Give? I know for you that's a dirty
way. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Holt, your lunch is ready.
Oh, would you please make it for two?
Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Let's start with the dessert, huh?
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. That's the advice that Bob Hope gave me, and that's why I butted into Mitzi Gaynor's act. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce that internationally famous ventriloquist, Senor Wences.
What?
Ready? Ready.
I am very happy.
Why? Why? Yes.
I will tell you why. I have my record.
My record too.
My record too. Your record too. This is all right, all right.
For children?
For children and for dance people.
Nice.
Nice.
Your design?
Your design is Difficult for you, easy for me.
For children?
For children.
Nice.
Very nice. Are you ready?
No.
Eh?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
No? Not yet?
Not yet. All right. Do you want to see the audience?
All right.
It's all right? All right. Remember, tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, we'll have very big rehearsal.
Yes?
Yes, don't forget.
No.
No?
No.
No?
Sure.
Okay. It's all right? All right. And it's very simple.
Yeah?
Yeah. You rehearse it like that. Quick, eh? Quick, quick. You remember the song?
Yes.
Sure. Like that, quick. La-ro-la-lo-dee, la-ro-la-lo-ra, la-ro-la-lo-dee, la-ro-la-lo-ra. Repeat. La-ro-la-lo-dee. I like it. It's all right? Okay. Okay. I mean, all right. That's better. If you insist in working my act, at least do it right. I didn't insist on what. Well, and stop using my words. All right? Okay. I mean, all right. Well, watch it next time. Please, be quiet. I don't have to be quiet. This is my show. Wait, all right. Out! Let me out! Mr. Wences, let me out! Darn it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a big production number. See what a beautiful face, lovely figure, beautiful legs. And I have to be nailed here in this box.
And at Helen's birthday party, everyone was talking about you, dear. Dad and I are so proud of you, and we're so happy that your wishes have come true. Show business must be so exciting and glamorous. Oh, I can just see you in all those pretty dresses. By the way, dear, you remember Miss Mitchell, your dancing teacher? Well, she was at the party, and she told me that at your very first lesson, she knew that one day you would be a big star on Broadway. Oh, we're all so thrilled for you, darling, and we hope that you'll make it very.
This is a school teacher learning a lesson. Learning it's a long, lonesome road when you drive yourself. But now those long, lonesome drives are gone forever. Now she lets Greyhound plan her entire vacation. Transportation, hotel reservations, sightseeing, the works. While she makes new friends, relaxes in air-conditioned comfort, enjoys the convenience of the fully equipped restroom, and the peace of mind that's always yours with Greyhound Cruiser service. Remember, it costs less than you think when Greyhound plans your vacation.
It's such a comfort to take the bus
And leave the driving to us.
Greyhound bus, come with us. It's such a comfort to take the bus
And leave the driving to us.
Greyhound bus.
Come on along.
I'm sorry, ma'am. You can't go in the studio unless you got a ticket.
Oh, well, I haven't one, but I
I'm sorry, ma'am, but if I left you in there without a ticket, CBS would give me a long vacation.
How wonderful. And now's the perfect time to let Greyhound plan it for you.
But, lady...
Just pick your tour from these wonderful Greyhound folders and let Greyhound do the rest. I suggest that you go right down to your Greyhound Travel Bureau now.
Good idea.
Go in now. Come on. I wish I had a name for you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present... Darn that Senor Wences. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present perhaps the most novel act in show business, the Marquis family. Take it easy to the viewers. Have a look around. You might see someone you know. All right, come over here and sit down. Sit down there and don't move, eh? Now, be a good boy. Do all the tricks right. We need the money. I've got 2 governments to support. Come here, Junior. You come over this other side. Smile, son. Smile, smile. Would you like to do an impression of Elvis Presley? Elvis Presley. Quick, 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 quick. Don't overact, son. Don't overact. Here, you come over here and sit down. Where's the other one gone? Have a look down the hole, you'll see the girls' dressing room. All right? Don't look down the hole no more. Come down here and sit down. All right? Don't look down the hole. Here, ride this, son. You come here. Up. Ride the bike. All right? Don't play around. They might think you're a monkey. That'll do, that'll do. Don't make it look too easy. Another sign? son. Don't go out the picture. Look where you're going. Look where you're going. Look where you're going. Thank the producers for this spot. Imagine following four monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, do no evil, and can't do no evil. Monkey right in the eye. I thought I was the only one working for peanuts. Anyway, I want to say that that's the way this month has been, for me anyway. Jack Parr's on the cover of Life magazine, Steve Allen has 3 articles in Look magazine, and I end up as an X-ray in the medical journal. X-ray, I got an offer from the auto club. No, I asked them to show me the X-ray of my brain, but they said it wasn't developed yet. I got back here to Los Angeles just in time for the big charity premiere of my new picture, Alias Jesse James. We held it out in Westwood Village, and I wish you could have seen the stars arrive there. They were wonderful, really. Bill Holden pulled up in his Buick. Kim Novak drove up in her Buick. Tony Curtis and Janet arrived in their Buick. That's what they came in, unless I want to walk. Picture, Alias Jesse James at Paramount. It's my first picture there in years. When I walked in, there was a big celebration. They built a huge bonfire in the middle of the lot, and my makeup man threw himself in. Of course, we knew this picture would be a hit from the beginning because we previewed it on a rainy night in a drive-in movie
and 3 cars had their windshield wipers working. Let's get the monkeys back, huh? You know, I kid the picture, but if you get a chance, drop in and see it. It's fun for the whole family, especially mine. My only regret is that Alias Jesse James was released too late for this year's Academy Awards. And speaking of the Academy Awards, how do you like the pictures they've nominated? Gigi, The Defiant Ones, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Separate Tables, Annie Mame. Personally, I was a little disappointed that The Blob didn't get nominated. Oh, I can just see it now. The name is drawn out of the envelope, and down the aisle comes a mass of goo that swallows not only the Oscar, but the man from Price Waterhouse. But they do have a wonderful selection of pictures. Tough job choosing which one should be. Doing Kelowna. What is this? What is it supposed to be?
Well, I'm doing what you told me to do when I was in your office. You told me to get into everybody's act, so I got into yours.
Jack, I've changed my mind.
Well, why? You yourself told me that it was impossible to get too much Benny.
No, I haven't been that wrong since I went on that blind date in Denmark.
But, Bob, I even went into Senor Wentz's act. When I stuck my head in that box, I was tremendous.
I know. I've seen better heads thrown away at the Fulton Fish Market.
All right. Never mind. All I know is I got a lot of laughs.
Sure they laughed. I told you what to do.
Oh, you told me what to do. I've been doing these things all my life.
I think you're flipping your lid.
Oh,
Are you
what are you
kidding? I'm the one.
You're the one.
Jack.
Well, what about you? What have you got to say?
Well, I only wanted to say, everybody loves to take a bow.
Now, this is my show, so let's be sensible.
Jack, you know I'm indispensable. What I gave you made you what you are.
And please don't mind if I remind you that Miss Gaynor's the
Everybody loves to take a bow.
In South Pacific, critics flip for me.
I make motion picture history. Alias Jesse James will prove that's true.
But I'll win the bow.
The box office poll. And an Oscar when I'm 42.
Somebody tell Abby Rents to stand by. So, you take the bow.
You take the bow.
No, you take the bow.
You take the bow. Everybody wants to take a
This is Today, the new Penrose watch, unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today, the new Penrose watch, unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today, the new Penrose watch, with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. This is Today. by Penrith for $25. A watch that costs less can't be made like today. With 17 jewels, 17 points of protection. A watch that costs less can't be guaranteed for 3 whole years. Today's 3-year guarantee means that for 3 years you won't spend 1 cent for repairs. This is Today. In a man's dress watch, in a beauty watch, in a waterproof watch. Insist on Today by Penrith at $25. The only 17-jewel watch with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like to announce now that the... What happened to him?
He shouldn't have taken the job. He doesn't know how to swim.
Oh, that's a shame.
Why, this is wonderful.
Oh, is he all right?
Well, I don't know about him, but the watch is still running.
I mean, that's a Benrus Today watch. 17 jewel, only cost $25.
And the Benrus Today watch is unconditionally guaranteed for 3 years. 3 whole years! This suit is only guaranteed for 1 year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Bob Hope, Mitzi Gaynor, Senor Wences, the Marquis family, and David Rose and his orchestra for their contribution to this show. And next Sunday night, on my own show, on my Sunday show, my guest stars are going to be Edgar and Francis Burton. Thank you very, very much.
Well, hello again. This is Buck Benny speaking. I am joined by the wonderful Kathy Fuller-Seeley, who has 3 books out now, I think, on Jack Benny.
2.5.
Okay, good now. And another one coming very soon, I think. When are we looking at that one, the newest one coming out?
Probably the end of the summer.
End of the summer. All right, I can live with that. I wanted some summer reading, but apparently not. So good. So, and then we have John Henderson here from This Day in Jack Benny, which is, like I say, the finest by far imitation of my podcast you'll ever hear. And we, of course, also have our friend Terry Phillips, who is known as the Reagan Man now. How is your Reagan project going, and where are we at with that?
Well, today is a big day in our project. We launched a Kickstarter campaign to help fund our pre-production costs. The play is still scheduled to premiere in Santa Barbara, California on September 1st. And from there, we moved to Fresno, my hometown. And after that, where the winds blow us, I hope, to a theater near you.
Oh, I would love that.
But if you
come up here, you'll sell at least 1 ticket to me, my friend.
All right. So if you go to the Kickstarter website and search for Ronald Reagan Saves the World, you'll see where we are.
Yeah. So everybody do that. Search for Ronald Reagan Saves the World and do a little kickstart to help launch this thing. Is there a certain goal you're looking for? Or?
Yes. As you might know, the way Kickstarter works is it's all or nothing. So we've set a goal of $25,000. And if we reach that goal, then we'll have enough to actually launch without having to go on the street corner and play the violin and hope for contributions that way. And but if we don't reach our goal, then of course we get nothing from Kickstarter.
Yeah. So, well, that's why it makes sense to be realistic instead of going for 25 million or something. So
right. That would have been enough to cover my private jet.
Yeah, exactly. To fly to every performance. Yes. Anyway. Okay. And and I should say the reason I'm wearing my tux today, folks, is we are kicking off. This is great. We have a Kickstarter and we are kicking off something too. So we're kicking off our summer set of programs, and it's a summer. We're going to have the Jack Benny Special Summer, and the Jack Benny Special Summer is presenting his specials that he did for television in chronological order. These first 2 we're going to play. We're going to talk about 2 of them today at different podcast. But anyway, this first one and the second one were done when he was over at CBS, correct? Yeah. And so they are the first times he did these, and he really doesn't do them again until after his show's off the air, as far as I can tell. I guess he does one that's sort of a special we'll present one of these times coming up, but it's a little different. But anyway, Kathy's going to be able to go into a little bit of why she and I think we both found out the same sort of information, and I think there's reasons why these shows came out when they did. This first one is, man, you look so hard to find shows that are absolutely pristine and that are like you're in the room as they're recording them with, that's not the case. This is pretty bad. So it's not going to look pretty, but it's there, it exists, we have it. So that's a good thing. The one thing I'll throw out on this, just to kick us all talking about it, is I did love the beginning of this where they have Jack just sitting on a stool talking to the audience. I know it's a setup for the first gig, the first bit, because they kind of needed a setup to make it even bigger, but it does feel a little bit like maybe a warm-up would be. And I certainly, in my brain, even if it didn't happen this way, even if they had a different warm-up comedian come out and warm up the audience and it wasn't Jack normally, I like to pretend that Jack would come out and talk to the audience like Carol Burnett does every time before the show. And what a treat that would have been if he did that. I don't know if he did or not, but in my mind he did. So there we go. But anyway, let's kick it over to Kathy. This is from 1959. It's from April something or other, I think, or March
18th.
March 18th.
March 18th. 1 year exactly before I was born. So
Wow.
I can't even say I was a zygote to be appreciating this, but
no, unless you had a 12-month gestation or something.
My mother, the elephant, right?
Yeah.
So, okay,
so let's go. So Kathy, why do we think he was doing this at this time?
Well, I so appreciate you finding this for us, Daryl, because I had thought I'd only ever seen the chimp bit before, but I had thought it'd been on A Shower of Stars. So this idea of the Jack Benny Hour as a special was new to me, and digging around a little bit in a variety in the trades, I learned that this was just apparently it was supposed to be 3 specials, although maybe we only have 2 of them. Put together by the Gray Advertising Agency, was able to get 2 of their clients, Ben Russ Watches and Greyhound, a combination made in heaven, together as sponsors to do these 2 extra shows. His regular show was on twice a month at this point, I guess opposite Private Secretary or whatever, but the spring of '59 was the very last time that Jack was sponsored by Lucky Strike. So this being a J&M production, I can just imagine that Jack went into this deal going, what's my life going to be like in television now that the long sponsorship with Lucky Strikes is over? What do I want to do? Do I want to stay on every other week? Do I want to change? And so I was just fascinated by how often there used to be specials during the network's programming. And I can remember when I was a little kid in the 60s, ooh, tonight's it's an extra special program. We just don't have those anymore. So I love the fact that it was special, but not so special. Yeah. And so it also got very high ratings. It was the 4th highest rated program of the week it was on. And this first episode actually won Ralph Levy and who's the Bud Yorkin. They won an Emmy for a best direction of a special. It
was probably episode. For that first bit. That first bit is insane.
It's amazing.
It's something that you would think you could only pull off like in radio to do that bit. I mean, I'm not going to give it away. I mean, because we're definitely an intro to the show, so we're not going to give too much away other than talking generalities. But I really enjoyed that. I laughed out loud. I thought that was great. And every time I thought it was reached its pinnacle, it kept topping itself. And Jack's reactions are the whole thing. I mean, really, I mean, everything else all these wonderful things they have going on, and Jack in the center of it, just giving us his expressions, and that carries the whole bit. Goodness, what a what an awesome piece to add to the Benny catalog. I really think every Benny fan needs to at least see that opening bit of this thing. Anyway, let's. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say to tie into the sponsors, I was really hoping for and expecting that you might get a combination of the sponsors, which you never get. And I always think they should, because there could have been a guy waiting for the bus and been like, right on time. Just my Ben Russ is saying it's right on time for this Greyhound bus. Let's go, and whatever. But they didn't do that. Anyway, let's go to our good friend John for his thoughts on this.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved and I also thought when it first started and he was doing his warm up that like, is this like a real warm up, like live TV? Who knows? Anything can happen, right? And so it was really, really spectacularly done. And just seeing him sit there casually and telling the jokes, like you can imagine a different kind of Jack Benny that also works terrific. I loved it. And then to go from that into the great thing that you mentioned, where there's so much going on and obviously an enormous budget, and it almost seems like it's wasted, which makes it even funnier.
Yes, exactly.
Just by not paying close attention or something not being in the frame. It was so wonderful. And I loved that. And then some of the callbacks, in the first few minutes after that also were a lot of fun. Mitzi Gaynor is a great entertainer, and I've seen a couple of her movies because I'm really into Damon Runyon, the writer who does those sort of like heartwarming, almost gangstery type movies, and she's in the movie called Bloodhounds of Broadway, I think it's called. And so I'd seen her before, and I'm not a big like musical person where I would have necessarily seen everybody, but it was fun to see her in this. And the way that she acts and does the physical comedy with Jack Benny kissing her was really quite impressive. And it sort of reminded me of a bit on the radio show, like I think it's pretty early on, where he kisses, was it Barbara Stanwyck? I can't remember. Maybe you guys know, but
he's done this bit, John, both in radio and on his camp shows, and I think in some of it, maybe some of his specials and or his TV show at different times. So for me, this bit was a little old because it's like I've seen and heard it a lot. So that bit didn't hold up that well. I was like, really? They're going to reach back to that? They could do something else. But having said that, she probably did the nicest job acting in this bit that anybody had ever seen did. I love that his and again, not giving too much away, but I love his flicking of her arm and her arm just dangling there and things. And he didn't just do it once. I think he did it 3 or 4 times. It was great. But anyway, so that worked for me, that part.
Yeah.
But,
and the thing is, people have such a small memory, I think, when it comes to things like this, where if you can't watch it on DVD or VHS or whatever, then you're not necessarily going to remember it. Right. And the fact that I just think it's fascinating, the fact that he was doing this bit for so many years, and there's so many bits that he does for years and years and years, and they still work.
Right.
So I think that's pretty impressive.
And I'm sure his career was so long. He's like, oh, we haven't done that bit in 5 years. We can do that again. And he doesn't think anyone's going to have YouTube to go look and compare all these things and whatever. I mean, you got to give him a break with that. He didn't repeat as much as he could have repeated things over the years. And almost every time he brings something a little fresh into it, a little different. And so it's okay. I'm all right that he repeats himself as much as he does.
And in this particular special, there's so much that is new. Like this is like, if you were going to do like a highlights of Jack Benny, I feel like this would definitely be one, because it's different for the most part than a lot of the stuff that he's done before, and it's very entertaining from beginning to end. The stuff with Bob Hope, I think of all the things I've seen with him and Bob Hope, this is one of the best. I really enjoyed it. You know, even especially the part where he sort of razzes Jack about his performance style by you know, sort of like encapsulating the kinds of lines that Jack would be given, and I thought
Yes.
that was very funny.
I thought that was great. Yeah, and when he's going through the script and joking about that, yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
It's
even some of
fantastic.
the sillier things like the bear and the calendar, I thought were, you know, they were fine for what they were. Uh, and but then you get into the trained apes, which is spectacular, and I think that it's become sort of like a highlight. I think, Kathy, you were mentioning that you've seen just that bit on YouTube before.
Yes. Yes, for sure. And Jack uses, is this the first time he uses the chimps, Kathy, or does it?
Yes, no, it's his
Yeah.
first time, and I
And then
love the
he must
fact
have loved it
that,
because he comes back to them many times in the future for other
right,
specials.
although it's never quite as good. I know we'll find other specials where they walk across the stage
Yeah.
and do things. The Marvelous Story, does anybody else have the Marvelous Story about them? This part was actually filmed. It wasn't live, and it was the first rehearsal. The chimps had never met Jack before, and this was a rehearsal for what was going to be done. They had thought live on the show. Bud Yorkin and Ralph Levy were so smart to have put the cameras on it, because that first time the chimps met with Jack, they had all these reactions, and they never did it again. So, I mean, when he would appear with them again, they never reacted with the
Quite as strongly.
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
truly amazing.
It was really
And
fantastic.
it's truly amazing. And when I've seen a couple times when Jack's been compared to Charlie Chaplin, or in a way, other silent comedians, this is fabulous proof to those comparisons. A totally visual act.
Well, and talk about a gutsy move. I mean, they always say, you know, if you're appearing live with children, you never know what's going to happen and things. So people are reticent to do that sometimes. But to appear with chimps and to try and, now granted, they were going to practice at first or whatever and end up going with that and things. I mean, I get that piece, but still to even contemplate, oh, yeah, we can try this, and I'll try and do my Jack Benny-isms with them and see what works and doesn't work or whatever. And it just worked beautifully. So let's go over to Terry and get Terry's thoughts on this whole thing.
I violated the rule of never performing with children and animals. It's
recently,
30 or 40 years ago now. I was in a community theater production of Inherit the Wind, and we had kids, and we also had a chimpanzee monkey, and the little guy bit me on the hand. Luckily, he had no teeth, but it still hurt like heck. Never again. I also really loved this special, and I'm so glad that you shared it with us. Kathy, unlike you, I had just turned 6 when this came out, but I didn't see it at the time, or at least I have no recollection of it. But I'm really glad I saw it, because it not only gave me greater appreciation for the many talents of Jack Benny and his cast, but it also gave me a chance to look at some of the other connections here. And for example, Bud Yorkin's name was familiar to me because he later became the executive producer along with his partner at Tandem Productions, Norman Lear, of All in the Family and Maude and Sanford and Son and others. Of course, Mitzi Gaynor, I love stage names and the origin of those names. Mitzi Gaynor was born Francesca Marlene de Chenil von Gerber. She was of Hungarian origin.
Wow.
And of course, Bob Hope was Leslie Townhope, I believe. Let's see. Oh, the watch name, the Benrus Watch Company. And that, by the way, that apparently that brand is still around. It's been bought several times by other watch companies. Benrus came from its founder, Benjamin Lazarus. They put those two names together and came up with Benrus. And it really was a fine timepiece. I mean, you know, much better than Timex, which it was kind of compared to by the advertising. That was really, you know, really excellent.
Yeah, it was like the ultimate high-end Timex.
Exactly, with a 3-year guarantee.
Yeah.
Three, not one, not two.
The
not lifetime.
I was familiar with the Marquis Chimps, and his their owner and trainer never got credit, but the man who was on stage with them was Gene Detroit, also not his given name. But they were on a series from 1961 to 62, one season, called The Hathaways. And it was about this couple played by Peggy Cass and Jack Weston, who had these three chimps. And I think he played a real estate salesman, but she was kind of the manager and tried to get them bookings for whatever their act was. And they lived with them. And it was, it was kind of a one joke sitcom, but we watched it every week. And I remember my father laughing and laughing, just as I did when I watched this special, because whether it is ethical or not, it is hilarious to watch these little creatures that are just like us, only without a lot of our shortcomings. And,
let me jump on that really quick, because it ties in a little bit. I just watched a movie that I'm going to spoil this movie a little bit for you, and that's just tough luck. But I don't suggest anybody watches it unless they really want to watch it. It's a horror film, and that came out last year, I think, or maybe the year before, called Nope. And on Nope, they have a gag or a piece of it that is about a sitcom that has a monkey as their main character, sort of thing. And the way they film it feels just like you're back in an old sitcom. They have like the canned laughter that goes after everybody says just about anything. The audience starts cracking up that isn't funny or whatever, but the whole thing, and it is a good, interesting view to watch before you want to watch one of these Jack Benny specials using chimps, because their chimp, all of a sudden they're going to celebrate a birthday party and things start popping, the balloons start popping or something, and so the chimp goes insane and basically attacks everybody on the set, and glorious gore of blood shooting everywhere and everything. And so when I'm watching this after watching the Jack Benny special, I'm like, it makes me feel for that Jack maybe was putting himself in a little bit of danger and after Terry's talking about the chimp or whatever, it's like, okay.
And it all comes together with Bedtime for Bonzo. So
yes.
Everything's happening.
But I do want to say to people, just so you don't get your hopes up or anything, thinking, oh well, that sounds interesting. That's all. It's not the whole movie. It's like just a few scenes within the movie. It's like a little subplot within the movie.
Well, and in fairness, it is a Jordan Peele movie, so it's worth the price of admission, even if you pay nothing to see it. But
yes.
I will watch pretty much anything that he and directs.
Yes, it's an interesting viewing experience. I don't think it's quite up to the enjoyment I got out of his other films, but it's certainly interesting, if nothing else. So there you go.
One thing we hadn't mentioned was the interaction between Senor Wences and his handler.
Yes.
And like Jack said in the box, it was.
I love Senor Wences. Again, one of the first times I ever got into old stuff was in the Ed Sullivan Show, and he's a regular on the Ed. So I would suggest, before you watch the actual special, watch a bit by Senor Wences so you can get what he normally does, because I think it'll make it even better.
Even better.
Yeah. And by the way, the Marquis Chimps also were, I think, semi-regulars on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. That's great.
I have to say one last thing about Bob Hope. I'm glad you mentioned him. I'd gotten to put that in my notes, but I can't remember the joke. I'm sure our audience will pick it up at the time, but he did ad-lib a little bit.
Yes.
Really classically cracked up Jack Benny.
Yes. It was a really good crack up on Jack Benny's part. And the woman who was with Jack was not holding it together very well either when
that's right.
He's happened. Yeah. Yeah,
it was great. Terry on the hot seat, or whoever wants to answer it, because I wrote down some references, but I didn't have time to look them up. But I bet that you know the answer. So first,
now it's a quiz.
Johnny Weissmuller.
Yes.
Famous Olympic swimmer who played Tarzan.
Yeah, it's where Carol Burnett got her
maybe
yell.
the most remembered as Tarzan.
Yeah.
All right.
And his Tarzan yell, they used for most of the future Tarzans it would be, because nobody could do it as well as he could, so they would just use a recording of him over the top of whoever was the current Tarzan at the time. So
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Jose Greco.
Jose Greco was a dancer, and
Spanish.
Yeah.
He also invented
flamenco
Roman
dance.
Greco wrestling, I believe, if I'm correct.
All right. I've heard
not the same as the painter El Greco.
Okay.
Two different guys.
I've heard of the movie Going My Way with Bing Crosby, but I don't know who Barry Fitzgerald is.
Barry Fitzgerald was an old actor, and I don't do a good impression of him, but I guess because Der Bingle had aged a bit, that's why Bob Hope makes that joke. I think that's the reason.
Okay, and then can you explain the Jerry Colonna mustache?
I thought that was hilarious.
It was.
He was one of Bob Hope's stock company of comedic actors, and he did have a mustache like that. Not quite that big, but almost.
Almost.
And
it definitely looked like a Jerry. As soon as he came on, I thought, "Oh, Jerry Colonna's mustache," and then they mentioned Jerry Colonna. So
I think that yell that Jack Benny is supposed to do is maybe something that Jerry Colonna had done, but I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. The last reference, which I have seen the movie The Blob, so I knew that one. But did that come? That must have come out this year.
I don't know what year it was, but it had to be in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, I can tell you. I believe it was 58, the year before this. So
okay, so it's like some teenagers, are having a good time, and then this giant red blob starts chasing them and terrorizing the whole city. So it's pretty fun, silly horror, quote unquote.
It's funny because almost every ad I've seen for it is a black and white picture of it, and you would think at the time you would play up the fact that it's color. I don't know what they were trying to do with so many of the ads being black and white, and even now I think it's streaming on HBO Max. I just watched it a few weeks ago, and their picture of it is black and white. I was going, oh, I guess it's black and white. I don't remember, and then I started playing and it was like color, and it's and so
it's got a fantastic opening theme song. Beware of the blob.
Yes.
Well, John, since you had a quiz, I have one. Okay. I've never seen the movie that Bob Hope was really pushing hard, really selling. Came out this year. Alias Jesse James. Anybody know anything about that movie? Sounds like it must have been a disaster.
I know he didn't push it hard enough, apparently. So
the fact that we haven't heard of it shows that it maybe was not his biggest hit.
I don't think it had Bing Crosby with it. It wasn't a road picture or anything.
No. And I, as a side note, I did love the fact that apparently this was Mitzi Gaynor's first live television appearance.
Right.
I must think I consider her on TV when I'm thinking about the Beatles, because she is the big name on their second appearance when they're down in Florida, and Hollywood's Mitzi Gaynor comes out and sings rhythm and blues tunes, and it's a bizarre matchup between the Beatles and Mitzi on Ed Sullivan.
So she was 20-something in this television program. Jack Benny, for a guy who just turned 70, thank you very much. I thought Jack Benny for 65 looked terrific and didn't just look good. He was really physically quite limber, and
he did his little leg kick thing that he does.
That's right.
He does that over and over again. Recently, I don't know why. I've been watching things, and he's done it in almost everything I've seen lately. So I'm like, okay, I need to get that kick down. That's kind of cute. So
yeah, I thought it was the first time that she does a costume change. It really surprised me, and then I started looking for it, and I don't know if the first one didn't have a cut. I feel like it didn't.
I don't think there was a cut, John. I think because she was so close to the camera, I think there were dressers around her doing that. Because it wasn't her top; it was just her.
Yeah, the other two, there was a cut. Although I don't know if they needed it, but I did notice there was a cut. But that's a great thing about this program, because it feels very live, even though it is technically edited.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and look for that. You might be right. Maybe
I was on the ball, just like any cut, and there's a change in angle right before.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think it's cool that even at this late time, Jack is getting people, you know. I mean, the fact that like we famously his first big one was probably Marilyn Monroe coming over on his show. But even at this point, his team is like trying to get people to come over and do their first television appearance that are known for their films and things. And they got Mitzi Gaynor this time, which is, and you never know. I mean, they're always like when they got Marilyn Monroe, she was a huge get, but her legend would even be bigger than that. And so I think if you get these younger actresses, especially to be on your show, you're like going, well, who knows? Maybe in 5 years or 10 years they'll be huge, and will be one of the things that they appear their first appearance on television. So,
and Kathy, wasn't this still a time when Hollywood studios were discouraging their performers from appearing on television?
Oh, you bet. Because, you know, attendance is just, you know, dropping and dropping and dropping, and they're so very jealous, and, you know, trying anything to keep the movies different from TV. So
maybe this was kind of a courageous, maybe this was kind of a courageous thing for Mitzi Gaynor to do.
I think the fact that it's a special and not a regular episode, perhaps.
And what was Bob's movie called? Alias Jesse James?
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe The Blob and Alias Jesse James were the 1 and 2 hits of that year, if I remember right.
There you go. There you go.
Well, clearly Bob Hope was bulletproof. No matter what disasters he made, he was still Bob Hope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and then he would try and latch on to things like the whole Jesse James meets the Blob that they had to find. The next year just didn't catch on. I don't know. They were hoping the Blob would carry it, but apparently the Jesse James part pulled it down. I don't know. So, anyway. So maybe we'll end there. Anybody else have anything else they want to mention about this one? No. Just a fun show. Get past the fact that the picture quality is not great.
Or do like me and watch it on a little camera.
Yeah. Watch it on. This is a great one to watch on your phone. I mean, honestly, if you blow it up to your 80-inch TV, it's going to be a sad watching experience. But I just love having these in any way, shape, or form. I mean, certainly that bit that we talk about at the very beginning of this thing is worth every Jack Benny fan seeing, and the rest of it's all decent too. It's just that bit to me is extreme. It's something that I've always kind of I've heard Jack do things like it in radio. Certainly, who am I thinking of? The one the guy who Stan Freberg.
Oh, Stan Freberg,
that you just featured on your show a little while ago or whatever, because he was on Jack.
Campbell Soup commercial.
Well, no, I'm thinking of his radio show. Where he talks about the budget difference between television and radio, and he says, see, on radio we can do this, and he has like the armed forces come in and fly over, and then they're supposedly dropping a giant cherry on top of this mountain, and he describes like all this that would have a multi-million-dollar budget or something, and this was kind of seeing that kind of played out live in a way, and what television could do. And like I said, they probably shot half their budget or more just with that one skit. So whatever. So, apparently Benris and Greyhound had a lot of money to play with, so that was all good. So enjoy this one. We'll be back for the second special that again is with Benris and with Greyhound. And as much as I enjoyed this special, I even enjoyed the second one even more in some ways for different reasons. And it's interesting that these specials, without realizing it, I'm sure, I don't know, but they had bigger like opening numbers and things or opening bits than even the later specials have. I really enjoyed both opening bits to both these specials, right, with the money. That's right. And they both did phenomenal things where you're surprised that they can pull these things off. So that's just a preview for the next special. So we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy your summer with the Jack Benny specials. I hope you enjoy all this.
Company. Mitzi Gaynor's latest album for Verve Records called Mitzi is now available to record dealers. The appearance of the marching band seen on tonight's show is made possible with the cooperation of the Youth Band Council of Southern California. Jack Benny Hour has been brought to you by the Greyhound Corporation. It's such a comfort to take the bus.
And leave the driving to us.
And by Ben Russ, makers of today, the watch with a movement unconditionally guaranteed for 3 whole years. The French underground with its untold tales of terror and intrigue is the background for the U.S. Steel Hour on March 25th when Roddy McDowell, Victor Jory, and Carol Lawrence star in Night of Betrayal produced by the Theater Guild. Because of this special broadcast, the Armstrong Circle Theater was not seen tonight. It will return 2 weeks from tonight at its regular time on most of these same stations. Roy